Yo, yo, yo. How's it going? Another day, another warm up. I'm gonna try something different just with the setup today to kind of gauge it's in that square. That's interesting. Okay. I'll try my best not to move the canvas. We'll see. Hey, Yatsuki, how's it going? What's up? So it's more or less T minus a month until the art department talk. It's going to be fascinating. I'm looking forward to it. I started already making notes about my lecture. So hopefully it'll be a good one in the end. But I'm going to reuse a lot of my previous talks. So it's not going to be anything like drastically different. But it's going to be fun. Hey, Fight Milk, Zix Nano, what up? From the depths you arrive. Cosmoverse, Spud MD, what's up? You're back. More fire. How's it going, Morph? Yeah. Welcome. So, hey, Bruno. Zielin. Oh, so fantastic. So many fantastic peoples. How are you doing? I'm open for topic suggestions, by the way. So if you have any, shoot them my way. Let's see if that works. So we got the beast whose eyes pierce through mist. Dude. What a topic. Morphia. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for coming by. Good that you're busy. I guess you got hired in that case. Another one of us. One of us have made it. Sphinx as a topic. That's pretty cool. Spiral of Horror. Fairy Librarian. Oh, you got back from Lightbox? You would recommend it? Yeah, I think so too. I think Lightbox would be pretty cool. Sadly, it's on the other side of the world for me, so it's a little bit. I mean, but one day, I think next year possibly we'll see. Three Jaw. That's an interesting topic. All right, so we got the beast whose eye pierced through the mist. Sphinx, Spiral of Horror, Fairy Librarian, Three Jaw. Half human, half everything. All right, that's interesting. So let's do the, where's the, all right. Clear, dude, throw. 2. Which was what? Sphinx from Cosmoverse. That's interesting. That's fascinating. Sphinx. I think it will be the first time I paint the Sphinx. Hey, dear Bart, Morphia. Oh, really? Is it art related? I hope. Dear Bart, yeah, you just missed the call. All right. So, in my mind, what the first thing I thought about is what's his name? Jean Jerome Baptiste. Is that his name? Jean Jerome Baptiste. Maybe not. No. Jerome. Huh? Jean-Léon Jerome. Oh, I was way off. Way off. Jean-Léon Jerome. This artist was the first thing that came to my mind. So one of my absolute favorites. I just love the way this artist paints light and describes things. It's so fascinating. Oh, it is art related, Morphia. That's great. Yeah, just schedule for those who want to dive into him, that artist. There's the Google search term, and he's a fascinating artist. Dibby Dibby, Didi. Oh, really? That's crazy. I mean, Craig Mullins is everyone's house god. It's like the Rastafarians have Haile Selassie, like right, like their living god. We have Craig Mullins. I don't remember. All I remember it's the Sphinx is sitting right. It has a tomb between the legs, a head without a nose. Is it like a half lion person? Real face? Shit, I don't remember. I don't remember. Damn it. I don't remember what it looks like. It looks like something. That I'm sure of. Cat person. You know what? I'll put it in shadow. I'll cheat. Anyways. Hey, Captain Post, how's it going? Morphia. Yeah, I know. I mean, I can see the Sphinx in my mind, but I can't see the face. I know it has this shape. I hope. And it's like a half lion with paws forward. Didi, I saw that they have it in Japan. Yeah, that would be amazing. If they have an art competition, I will guarantee I will truly fight for it. but I doubt that they have. I think there's enough draw without having to have a competition to draw even more, you know. There, Bard. The nose, but you know, Obelix. Yeah, man. I think any child of the 90s know about Asterix and Obelix, right? I don't think it's so popular nowadays, right? I mean, I've seen Asterix and Obelix in the stores, but that's not like at 90s. It was all over there, all over the place, right? Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. How's it going? But yeah, how was Lightbox Expo? How was it? I have plans on getting Mr. Spiridon in here, and also sort all the prizes out. But Spiridon has been really busy. Mr. Firestarter has been really busy with everything in terms of books and Lightbox magazine and the yearly edition of Firestarter and all these things. So sadly, the competition prizes on his end haven't been dealt with. But like I told someone yesterday, it's time. Lightbox is over, but I think Spiridon is actually going to the next event, so I will do my best to chase it down, because we gotta get it done. So we yesterday we talked about your top 10 and if that reflects to who you really are. Didi, that sounds fantastic. Just the kind of things you want, right? Anyway, so did any one of you, I know that, was it Zelin and Atsugi, both did their top 10. Did any one of you try do your own top 10? I think it's a really, really healthy exercise to do. And funny enough, after my warm-up, the studio put out request to start looking through if I had any art that would fit certain criteria. So I had to do a similar like top 10 where I went through my old archive and looked through if you could have something to show a potential new client, just as a gesture to prove to them that we can, in the past we've hit the mark of what they're looking for, right? Just as a like, oh yeah, we can do it. Here's the physical proof, instead of just saying, trust me, we know, so we can actually say, here, you see, we've done it in the past, so rest assured. So I had to do a similar thing. I had to go through a lot of old work and like which one is the best, which one represents the skill set the most accurately, what genre do I want to show, and all these things. It was really funny that like the Cosmos dealt me that card after telling you all that you should do it. I had to go do it. It's hilarious. Morphia. Dame Deviant, how's it going? Good morning. I saw you streaming, you were playing Detroit yesterday. cool game, isn't it? Morphia, what the top 10 is, if you have a listen on the yesterday stream, it is I discussed that about it, but long story short, it's a great way to, if you have to choose your top 10 that represents you the very best as an artist, right? So you have 10 slots to fill of your best paintings, and a good strategy is to keep those top 10, right? And every year it is like a motivator or a temperature gauge or a push that at the end of the year, for example, you can see which of these top 10, these are my best choice, like the best I can produce. Have I done anything that can replace it? Why haven't I done anything that can replace them? Which one do I need to improve on? Do I see mistakes? And it's a really handy way of just kind of keeping an eye on your progress, and if you haven't done it at all, even once, it's a really cool way to see yourself as an artist. Because we usually get so engulfed in producing and looking what's next and all these things, and we don't really take the time to look back at old paintings, and when we see them as a collection together, and you only have 10, you can go like, oh, like this is me in a frame, and you can, like I said, you can also spot your mistakes, or if you have a bad not behavior but bad practice, or a thing you need to remove from your artistic mannerism and things like that, right? And it's easy to not see it when you don't have them in your face, like compiled in front of you, right? But as soon as you start seeing that picture, and when you're looking through your old pictures and looking at them going, is this good? Does this does it look like something I want to communicate to someone else, that this is me as an artist? And it's easy to not know that unless you really look at it and go, okay. Because in theory, everyone's top 10 should be very different. And I loved seeing Zialin's and Atski's, because you could clearly see the difference between the two, right? They posted it on Discord. And it was highly individual palettes, highly individual shapes, and you could see it's like almost like a handshake, like and then even in those top 10, you could say like, okay, this one is weaker, this one is stronger, this is definitely your top strongest 5, these are the weakest 3, or and you could start even then when you had only had you've nailed your portfolio down to 10 pieces, you could still start pushing and pulling on which one is better than the other, and all these things, right? And then that's so fascinating, and you could see, okay, clearly some issues with shapes, clearly some issues with color or whatever, and you would be able to start navigating that yourself a lot better, and start understanding what you need to do to improve, what your strengths are, and it's a really fun exercise. Oh, really, Dame Deviant? Nice. It's good homework to do, right? Zeolin. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to go blind for it. Like I mentioned yesterday, or the day before yesterday, we have a tendency as humans, because of our brain, to fill in the gaps of what we imagine versus what we actually express. Right? Our brains are designed to create patterns and see patterns. So naturally, we when we as a creator create something, we bridge what's actually implemented versus what we have in our mind, and sometimes it's really hard to see it as a neutral observer. That's why we need to use tricks like flip image and all these things, right? So we can start seeing our images from a fresh point of view. And that's also like a why, for example, top 10, the top 10 task challenge is a good one, because it forces you to see your work in a different way, because you're not seeing each individual illustration for what in isolation, but as a whole together. And you stop seeing the smaller things, the smaller details in the illustration. You start to see the bigger picture, and it's a good challenge to do. And when you start, like you said, you have a hard time seeing the cohesiveness, but I could see it for sure. You could see that it was yours, and that all of them were yours and not belonging to someone else. It's just that, for example, Atsugi's was very palette-wise, very coherent. There was almost all the same tones. Didi, yeah, I mean it is not an easy task by any means, um, to spot your mistakes. But like I talked about, I think last week, it's really important that you do. It's really important that you practice seeing your work, um, and what it is that you want to communicate with your work, because you will only get better at communicating by trying to break down what you're actually doing versus what your mind is making, what your moves your minds are making, and you never know really. Truly, you can never like really know what other people see in your art. So that's why it's important to be true to what you like and what you prefer painting, and shapes you like or colors you like, and that's why, for example, this like top 10 is a great way to see is to remind yourself if you're going towards the right direction, or if you find that you're straying, or oh, this year I've only done line art, I hate line art. All these things, right? Man, I'm messing up this Sphinx. Darth Vader Sphinx square tip. Yeah, I think so. Eyes died. Late again, yeah, man. Yeah, I made a command for Discord. Square tip. I talked about it yesterday on the stream, but a long story short, it's a practice. It's more or less you make a portfolio, right? With only the top 10 images that you think represents you the best of where you want to go or who you are as an artist. And when you have made that top 10, you look at it and you go, like you keep it, and every year you revisit it, or every few months or whatever, you revisit it and go, have I done anything that is worthy of replacing one of my top 10? And it's like a gentle reminder of the path you're going. Maybe you're getting lost in just doing studies versus you're actually trying to make images, that's worthy of putting online in that sense. Because studies in all its glory, they're good for what they are, but I mean, they will never get you hired. So it's a great way of just helping yourself see who you are and remind yourself of where you're going and what you should work on. And it was absolutely beautiful to see like Atskis and Zeolits on Discord. Zeolin. Yeah, I mean, we all have my favorite palettes. My palettes are always warm. I love warm palettes. I think it's my go-to color scheme. Like in general. I don't mind it though. I mean, yeah, you gotta use complementary colors. It's a basic art trick, right? Cool versus warm. And in this painting, it's also cool versus warm. And one of the reasons why I suggested to do the top 10 was because I looked at my ArtStation, and it was far from only like a portfolio material. My ArtStation is more or less like an archive of hundreds of concepts. And that's one of the things like I always struggled with, is to boil my art down to just 10. So I should actually, I will try over the weekend to do the challenge as well, to make my top 10. It would be fun to see. But it's my problem is that I've made so much art over the years. But still, I still prefer some illustrations. Like a lot of my work illustrations, for me, I think the biggest, I think my biggest issue with a lot of my art I do professionally is that they're not in an expression, right? If I paint something with emotion, I will hold that one personally, even though it's technically uglier or less work done, I will hold that at a higher regard than a more beautiful client painting. And not because my client painting is void of emotion, because you know you have to feel what you're doing, otherwise it'll come out flat. But still, it is not like truly a personal piece. And for me, it doesn't matter how beautiful the client work is. I always go, all right, next. I never like connect to it. Dear Bard, yeah, it would be a it's a fun task. Zealin, yeah, absolutely. It's not yours, truly. I mean, that's why, like you said, it's their opinions as well, and that's fine. You know, that's fine, and that's how it should be. But like I said, it's not like a part of my emotions, right? And deep choices that you make as you're creating something from the heart versus client. Hey, Dead Toothbrush, how's it going? What's up? Dead Toothbrush, will you go to the art department workshop in October? In Berlin. Berlin. You will? Wicked. Wicked. Then we will have a drink, sir. Oh, you will be living there too? Oh, wait. What have I missed? Are you gonna change jobs? Spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. Let us be the first to know. Where will Mr. Dead Toothbrush go next? What studio will be blessed by his amazing art? Oh, really? A city change? Is it that easy to commute to, or will you be remote? Still Trickster, eh? Or maybe Trickster Studio is in Berlin and you have been commuting from outside in. Might be the reason. Might be the thing. I can hear my cat doing all sorts of shit in the home. It's super annoying. Oh, they got two offices. So you're changing office, but it's the same company. That's pretty cool. Sweet. That's lovely, man. Strong moves. Strong moves. Make your life easier. That's the way you gotta do it. Don't overcomplicate things, right? I don't remember what the Sphinx looks like. I suck at remembering what the Sphinx looks like. I mean, granted, the painting itself isn't too bad, but it's no Sphinx. I'm not sure, really. Darth Sphinx. Yeah. It was a good challenge, though. Thanks for the topic, Cosmoverse. Definitely made me think. Definitely, I like the simplicity of it. It made me happy. Hey, Tassos, how's it going? What's up? Time is up, indeed. Right, it was a good challenge to draw something that I had no idea what it was, how it looks like. Tassos, the thing is like this, right? Uh, you are right. Yeah, half an hour just flew by. How is that even possible? Indeed, indeed. Obviously, it's rigged. I just had 10 minutes, it feels like, but amazingly, the time just flew by. So I will find a new person to raid, and then I will go about my business of designing cool shit for cool people. And I'm gonna do something to my cat. Give her food or something, go to bed. Tired of hearing her running around. Okay, we're gonna raid SK Moondog. He's doing some interesting color pencil on traditional media. So have a great day, everyone. Good night if you're that part of the world. It was a fascinating attempt to draw the Sphinx, even though it's way off. As per usual, gonna go to the raid after the outro, so stay tuned. Have a great day. Good night. Toodles, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.